Hey, welcome back to SNS Grills. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill, I'm going to show you how to set up the 18-inch Home and Roam Kettle grill to get you set up cooking in a flash. As I said, welcome back to SNS Grills. I appreciate you being here. Today, I want to show you how to set up and assemble the Home and Roam 18-inch kettle grill. It's simple to do and doesn't take a lot of time whatsoever. So let's open up the grill, remove some parts, and then we'll get ready for the setup. All right, now with everything out of the box, the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is flip through the user manual. This has everything that you need to assemble it, from instructions to user care, and it's essentially your go-to resource for the Home and Roam kettle. So I'm gonna open up to the first step in our instructions, which does have us starting with assembling the lid portion first. So I'm gonna start off with my handle, and then I'm gonna take my A-bolt, place those through both of the holes. Then I'm gonna grab my SNS Grills heat shield. I'm gonna place that onto the handle as well. Then I'm gonna follow that with my fiber washer and get that on, place it through the hole, and then my second fiber washer, and again through the hole. Then I'm gonna carefully flip the lid over. I'm gonna install my washers, and then secure it with my wing nuts. Next, I'm going to install my top vent. So I'm going to place this directly over top, followed by our B-bolt. Place that through the hole, and then carefully again, flip the lid upside down. And then I'm going to take my washer, followed by the spring washer, and then the eye nut. And then I am going to take some tools and just tighten this up just so it's snug. So it should move fairly easy with just a little bit of resistance, and so this is perfect. So I'm gonna move on to installing my thermometer. So the thermometer does have a couple nuts on it. I'm gonna take the first one off, and then I'm gonna tighten up the second one. I'm gonna place that through the lid hole. And then on the back side, I am gonna install that second nut back on. There we go. So just like that, the lid is all put together. That's all you have to do. So I'm gonna place this off to the side, and I'm gonna move on to my bottom bowl. All right, the first thing that I'm going to install onto the bottom bowl is our lid bail. This also does double as a lid lock during transportation, making sure that the kettle is nice and secure. So I'm gonna take my D-washer and place it onto the first side of the bail wire, and then place that through the hole of the kettle grill. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Go. And then I'm going to take my other two washers and place that onto the inside of the bail wire, along with my acorn nut. I'm going to screw that on. And then with my tool, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and snug. There we go. So next I'm going to install both my probe port as well as my smoke hole. And to do that, I'm going to grab my probe port as well as my B-bolt, and we're going to place that into the kettle grill along with my washer, a spring washer, and then my eye nut. I'm also going to grab my tools and make sure it's nice and snug. And then next I'm going to install the port for the smoke hole. And this step is exactly the same as the probe port. There we go. So with that complete, I'm going to flip the page to install my legs. Now, once you have the lower bowl of the Home and Roam kettle upside down, you'll notice that there are 3 connect points on the bottom, and this is where our legs as well as the lid bail support system is going to connect. I am going to start with the leg that does share the lid bail support, and I'm just going to clip it directly onto the lid bail support so I don't have to hold on to that support as I install the leg. And then I'm going to take my nut and I'm going to hold it underneath the connect point. It's a little bit tight, but just get it in there. And then I'm going to grab my leg, and then I'm going to grab my wing bolt and get that into position. And then I'm going to grab a tool and just make sure that is nice and secure. There we go. And then I'm going to repeat the process for the other legs. Lastly, I need to connect my legs, and so I'm going to do that by attaching my A-bolt right into the center, and then take my flange nut and screw that on. Then again, I'm going to take my tools and just make sure this is nice and secure. Next, I need to install my 5-star ash sweep system, and you'll notice that there is a triangle on here. I'm going to place this pointing towards the smoke hole. And then I have my ash sweep clip. I'm going to place that in. And again, I'm going to point the triangle towards the smoke hole. And then I'm going to add my bottom plate. And you'll notice that there is a notch. This is going to point towards the handle. So I'm going to place this underneath. And then I'm going to take my ash sweep handle. I'm going to place that into that clip. Place it all the way in and then give it a twist until it clips into place. And then lastly, I do have a small pin, and this is going to go onto the end of the ash handle directly under the kettle. Next, I'm going to install my ash pan by sliding it through the bottom. And then I'm going to install my bottom charcoal grate along with my included charcoal basket. And then on top of that, I'm going to install my stainless steel easy spin grate. And then I'm going to grab my top lid and place that on top. And with that all done, your Home and Roam kettle is all complete. So that's how you set up the 18-inch Sloan Sear Home and Roam Kettle Grill. It's fun, it's versatile, and with its smaller footprint, it's the perfect grill for small cooks at home or even on the road.